Hi, everybody. I'm Donna Norris, Soul Level Intuitive. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. These are my series here of weekly or almost weekly lives that I'd love to do with you guys. For those of you who don't know me, and oh, hi, Karen. Hi, TC. Um, good to see you. Um, I wanted to just let you know that, I do animal communication. I'm also a psychic, an evidential medium. I am a Reiki master and I do Reiki healings, and I'm also a crystal healer. So I work a lot with crystals. So if you have any questions in any of those areas for yourself or for your animal, please feel free to put your questions in the chat. Hey, Beth. Um, and yeah, we'll get started with that. Before I go too much further, though, I do want to let you know that I have an outreach that I do for all my people. And if you have any kind of healing that you would like me to send daily healing for, it's a Reiki list that I put together. I don't charge for it, but I send out distance Reiki every morning to the people on this list. And it can be for physical healing, emotional healing, spiritual healing, that kind of thing, any or all of the above. And you don't even have to give me the details on what it is. If you do, that's great. I'll make a note of it and send special attention and intention toward that. But you can just email me at connect@donnanorris.net and let me know you'd like to be on the Reiki list for February. I'm taking names for February now. I'll put my email in the chat for Reiki healing. There you go. And the other thing I wanted to talk about real quick while we're waiting for some people to come in, and that is a class that's coming up on February 22nd. For those of you who have like really close relatives in spirit or people in spirit that you feel like are maybe on your guide team, and you want to try to set up a space where you can have a kind of a hotline. I'm teaching with Bree Swanson, the lady that I do crystal videos with. She's actually leading a class on setting up an altar to honor your ancestry, to honor your ancestors. So if there's someone in particular, she'll show you different things you can do to bring their energy into the space, how to set up a special little sacred space. And even if you don't sit down and, do a ritualized thing with it every day, you'll have it in your space and it'll be more noticeable. It'll be a tangible, almost like a sigil, setting the intention, because that's what sigils do, setting the intention to bring your guides and to bring your deceased loved ones that you want to be on your guide team into your energetic field so that they can influence you and help guide you and lead you through this crazy wild ride we're having so far in 2025. So as for me, I'm taking the training wheels off of this sucker and I am ready for 2025. I can't do a whole lot about what's happening on the national or world scene, but I can definitely do my best to impact what's going on here in my little sphere. So if y'all feel love all of a sudden, you don't know where it's coming from, it's probably me. Just saying, it's probably me. I'm going to send it out to all my people as often as I can. So thank you all for being here. Ooh, La Luna, Lisa P73, Kathy Beer, I'm glad y'all are here. Loe K and Lori Christine, glad y'all are here. Let me go ahead and get started and we'll do some readings. Karen popped in first thing right off the bat and says, "Good evening. I am dog, cat, and house sitting for 2 weeks for a neighbor who's out of the country. The puppy, Romy, is behaving very oddly, especially on walks. Is he just distressed about mom's absence, or is there more going on? We're 1 week in, and I need to understand. Thanks." Okay, let's see if I can bring Romy in. Well, this is one puppy that's really dialed into his mom. And he's just sort of like putting out energetic APBs like, Mom, where are you? It's not that he's unhappy with you. It's not that he's not, his usual self, but it's not his routine. And I can just see his ears like going, and in his mind, he's sending images and sending messages to his mom. So I hope if you have a chance, which since she's out of the country, you can't even text her, but I'm sure she's thinking about him. And when she does, if she can send an intentional photo to him, I'll be back in 5 more nighttime sleeps, 4 more nighttime sleeps. They tend to measure sleeps in like the ones that are overnight, like when the humans are asleep, and then all the other sleeps that they take during the day. Because a happy, well adjusted dog takes lots of naps, as y'all know. So I always like to call them nighttime sleeps. And you can even do that. This is something that you can do with Romy and say, mommy's going to be back in 8 more nighttime sleeps. And then tomorrow morning, you can look at Romy and say, mommy's going to be back in 7 more nighttime sleeps. And then in your mind, if you're a visual person, you can envision in your mind mom walking through the door with the suitcase and the whole thing, and everybody going crazy, the dog and the cat, and everybody greeting her. So that's a really nice visual that you can send to Romy and say, she is coming back. She will be back. This is your time to have playtime with me. Let's have a good day. And, just reinforce that you're there and you love them and you want to go and have some fun and play. And you might also consider trying a different route on the walk. Go different way, go different places, and you can sort of, like we do with little kids, we sort of distract them and try to get their attention diverted to something else. So having some new smells to smell and some new sights to see might be really helpful for him, in addition to sending him these telepathic messages. Basically, what you're doing is the same kind of thing that I'm doing with him right now. Is I'm sending him those same pictures that I've just described to you. So I hope that helps. And before I let him go and let him leave my field, I'm just going to do a quick body scan to see if I notice anything physically in my body that might be going on with him. Okay. Sorry, y'all. That's my Cujo, 5-pound crazy dog. I feel a little bit of like nervousness, and you know how when you just feel kind of queasy, that kind of thing. But it's from nervousness. I think it's just from this state of not knowing where mom is and when mom's coming back. But it doesn't feel like he's eaten anything. It doesn't feel like that to me, like he's eaten something that has soured his stomach. It just feels like nerves. Okay, I hope that helps, Karen. I'd be interested to see how the rest of the week goes. Maybe you could tune in next week. I'll be doing a live again next weekend. I'll get that posted for y'all so you'll know exactly when and where. TC Kemp says, hello, Donna. Hello, TC. Good to see you. Would you have any messages from my spirit guides or my crossed over parents? Thank you. Yeah, what is that really cool pink glow in your thumbnail, the side profile? That's really cool. I can't remember if this is something that has come up before, but there is a big change coming up for you this year. A lot of it has to do with just a mindset shift, a shift in mindset, and being willing to take yourself in a new direction. So I don't know if you have some kind of surprise opportunity coming up, but whatever it is, if it does come up, I would suggest say, yeah, and give it a go, because it feels like it re-energizes you. And I want to say it has something to do with outdoors, being outside. I can see you just like reveling in this. Come springtime, it's still kind of cold, still jacket weather though. I don't know what part of the country you live in, but still in jackets. So I hope that helps. Your sister. Oh, awesome. Thank you. I'll take that. Lisa P says hi. Hello to you too. Let's see. AK says, do my guides have any messages for me? Let's just see. there is something that you are thinking about doing, like I don't know, something that's outside of your norm as well. But what they're wanting you to do is go ahead and like jump off, do something different, get yourself out of the house a little bit more. If you're like me, when if you live in cold weather, I tend to hermit in cold weather. I don't want to go anywhere or do anything. I bundle up under a blanket and watch TV, read books, stuff like that. But anyway, they're saying get out, go ahead and get out and get social. And I'm seeing things like small gatherings. I'm actually seeing something like, those sip and stroll painting parties where everybody makes the same piece of art. Something fun like that. Something entertaining that's not a huge commitment. It's just a one-time thing. But they're saying to put yourself out there. That makes sense? Please let me know if that makes sense for you. I hope so. And we'll go on. Hello, Ben Shelley. Hello, Rosemary Vertigo. She has a question. Hi, Donna. My dog Bishop passed from lymph node cancer. Wondering how he's doing. Queensland. Thank you. Are you in Queensland? Like in Australia? Holy smokes. It's tomorrow for you. Wow. Bishop is coming in with big energy, tail wagging, um, really completely like running in an arch like this, like circling around this energetic space that I've got my office in my mind's eye, right? And he is like so happy, so energetic, sitting up and doing like this, like, I feel great. He is doing so okay. And there's all the treats he wants and some kind of chewy thing that he used to enjoy here that he can have there. I mean, their version of heaven is sort of similar to ours. We can just whenever we're on the other side, and from my experience and what people say when they're back in the spirit realm, um, you can just think about something and there it is. There you are. You can manifest it. So he's got his favorite things around him on the other side as he's, waiting, playing, exploring, doing lots of sniffing, complete and total dog freedom. So he's doing very well. And he's sending you kisses. He really like to be like, I'm seeing like paws up here and licking and like licking right here. I don't know if that is a memory for you, but this is something that he's bringing to me. So yeah, so much love for you. Thank you for asking and bringing him in. Thank you, Bishop. La Luna, thank you. Please, yes, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I've got so many new things coming down the pike. For those of y'all who didn't hear at the very beginning, we do have an ancestral altar class coming up on February 22nd. I have my Basics of Animal Communication workshop coming up in the middle of March. And it's a 2-hour workshop to kind of give you the basics on how to do communication with your animal. And then we're going to have, as a bonus, an extra practice hour a few days later. So you can come in and you can practice, and we can then have question and answer. And you can tell me, maybe what's going on or any questions, additional questions that you might have. So it's really kind of a fun class. So it just takes one weekend afternoon. I can't remember if it's like March 16th, I think, 3:00 Eastern time. So please, you can find that on my website at donnanorris.net/events. For both of those classes that they're on there. And then I've got a 4-week class coming up this summer that's a lot more in-depth, and you get to the soul level, similar to the kind of readings that I do in my own private sessions. Because in my private sessions, I do the questions that you have. I do body mapping where they allow me to feel in my body what they're feeling in theirs. And then I go to the soul level where we work on what they feel like is their soul contract with you to help you in your evolutionary journey during their time with you. It's really a powerful, powerful session. And so that we'll get a little into that in the 4-week class. But there's a lot more in depth on how to do just a regular reading, and we do practice readings, and it's really fun too. So please stay tuned. There's even more than that coming up. A class coming up on crystal grids. I think we're going to try to talk about fairies and fairy gardens for those of you who like the elemental realm, and spirit art, Crystals 101, little short class that we have coming up. We're just trying to nail down dates right now. So Karen says, this is the lady that has Romy the dog. I do communicate constantly, can do. They are incredibly bonded. Yeah, this is just like, you know how it is when you're incredibly bonded to somebody or even your own animal, and you have to be away from them. You can really almost feel like a visceral pull, like the energetic cord feels like it's stretching thin. And so that's kind of what it feels like for them. And he's wondering, like, well, what's going on? You know, she's usually back by now, that kind of thing. Lisa P73 says, my grandma Cecilia and I share a disease, MS. Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. She died when my dad, Willie, was like 12. I never met her, but I feel oddly close to her. I would like to know if she has any words of advice for me. Ooh, man, she'd be a great person to have in your ancestry altar like space if you wanted to come and participate with us. I think that class is only like $19. It's not much at all. So let's see what your grandma Cecilia has to say. She is coming in, and I don't know if you have a way to check this with your dad or maybe her husband, your grandfather, but she had a connection with animals and also with like plants. She was good with plants and flowers and things like that, growing things, I guess I should say. She was good with that. These are things that she enjoyed. She feels like you have a similar interest. This is something that you guys have in common. She says, I'm not going to say she gets it from me, but she also feels like you have a bit of an adventurer spirit that she didn't allow herself to have. She feels like she had a much more traditional viewpoint about life and routine and, you know, family and all of that. But she's really excited about what you do and the direction that you take yourself and how much of an independent thinker you are. So I hope that blesses you, and keep it up. Yeah. Be yourself. She's really proud of that. Be yourself. Be your independent, strong, go get himself. I hope that makes sense. Thank you, Lisa. Lori Christine. Does my cat Nathan in spirit have a message for me? I hope that wasn't something that I could or should have done for him to prevent his passing at only 11 years old. Let's bring Nathan in, Lori. I remember. He comes in just very proud, chest out, and very sure of himself. And he came in to help you feel this sense of all is going to be okay, all is right, and you're safe, that you're not alone. And this is what he felt like was his role to play with you. And you're still not alone. He's still there for you. Just you're just communicating with him energetically as opposed to in the 3D physically loving on him anymore. But you can still send him that love and receive it back from him energetically. When I asked him about how he passed, and if there was something amiss with that, how he passed, he's absolutely saying, no, there wasn't anything that you could have done differently that would have prevented his time because it was his time. For those of you who have heard me talk about this before, they show me a clock, like a classroom clock, like from when we were all in school, that clicks like this. And he's showing me the clock, and he's showing me with noon, high noon, which means it was his time. It was his time. So I don't know that there's anything that you could have done differently that would have changed the outcome, if that makes sense. Thank you for your question. She says he had never been sick a day in his life. He was always healthy and happy with a great appetite. Oh, I'm really sorry you're going through that loss. And he is still there for you. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, you should be here when it happens. It's like I'll be really focused on something and I'll be working, you get all intent and you're in the zone, right? And all of a sudden somebody will beep the code on our gate. I have a share a gate with my neighbor, and as soon as he hears that first beep, he just goes berserk. And he usually calms right down unless it's the UPS guy or FedEx, but oh my gosh. The laptop goes flying, I'm jumping and feels like I'm having a heart attack. He's a mess. He is a real mess. Other than that, he's a love bug. He's totally a love bug. You wouldn't even know that he's sick right now. Goofball. Anyway, I love him. Jennifer Parr. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Donna. Any words of wisdom for me from my guides and angels? Let's see, Jennifer. Your guides are coming in with there's something that you've been wanting to do. Like, I mean, almost like a craving for it. Is this food? And no, it's just something that you've been wanting to do. And they're saying, go for it. Give it to yourself. At least plan for it. And you can bring it in. I don't know. Are you planning a trip? I'm seeing an airplane. I don't know if you're planning a trip, but they're saying go ahead and plan for it. Like, mark your calendar, take the time off on vacation, get set, and then bring that into form. If you want to try to manifest like extra spending money or something like that, I like to use things like peridot and jade and green aventurine, that you can carry those stones in your pocket or set them up around where you work and in the place where you make money. And it helps bring in additional money. You can also do this exercise. This is one I learned from James Van Praagh. And I think, Beth, I think you were here with me the day he taught this. And this is about, for those of y'all who don't know, I have known Beth forever and a day, and she's one of my best friends, and she's online tonight. So I'm super excited. But he says, just visualize the top of the crown of your head opening and money coming in. Honest engine. And it works. And just thank your guides and angels in advance for sending it, because they will. It's sort of like a short order cook. Just put your order in. See how it goes. Let me know if you have a trip planned. I love to travel. TC says thank you. And Laura says, I would love to have a message from my guides. Thank you. Oh my gosh, what a sweet kitty. Your thumbnail, that's pretty. Golly. Laura, you have a guide coming through. You have one that has sort of a male characteristics. And he just kind of reminds me of like a young Willie Nelson. Like not the Willie Nelson that we know today, but like back in the 60s and 70s Willie Nelson. Just but clean cut jawline, long hair. There is a measure of some kind of, you're really hard on yourself, he's saying, and it's time to like cut yourself some slack and give yourself the same amount of grace that you extend to other people, because you're really patient and you know you don't expect other people to be perfect, but you hold yourself to a higher standard. And he's saying that that's not healthy for you. There's a measure of like self acceptance. We always want to try to do our best. And that's not what he's talking about. He's just talking about like this inner critic. You can fire that inner critic. Um, some people may have had, like, I'm not saying this is you, Laura, but for some of us, you know, we had hypercritical parents and it didn't matter how good our grades were or how much we did, it was never good enough, you know, and so kind of sets us up to be our own inner critic, to be our own critical parent. And if that's the case with you, he's saying fire that person, fire that inner critic, and love yourself for who you are, because you have achieved great things. You're quite a catch. You're, you know, for in personal relationships or even in work relationships, you're somebody that's a real asset to have around. And so you need to remember how far you've come and how much you've achieved. And you really are all that. Take your hat off, pat yourself on the back. You're doing great. I hope that helps, Laura. Wow. I hope my guides give me a good report card like that one day. But yeah, drop the rocks. They're saying it's like you're dragging around a sack full of boulders. Every mistake you ever made, like before I move on, it's like you're carrying it and holding on to it, and you know that's in the past, and we don't have to keep beating ourselves up for things that are done and over. You know, no other species does. None of the animal kingdom does that. No others do, and we're not intended to do that either. But we do it to ourselves, and society likes to heap on shame and blame and all that other kind of guilt trip stuff. And we don't have to receive that anymore. When you make a mistake, own it, name it, claim it, and then let it go and learn from it. Keep the gift of what you learned from it, but let go of the rest of that stuff. And you can release these things. I like to do sometimes if I have like a niggling thing that's really guilting me out, it's called a prayer of releasement. And I just release the guilt, the shame, and the negativity in all directions of time. So if this is like some kind of karmic past life thing that you came into with this sort of inner critical parent, and I'm not saying that this is you, Laura, but any of you out there that you came in with this predisposition from a past life, you can let it go and cut the cord to the past life with this prayer of releasement. Just release the negativity and keep only the love and the lesson from it in all directions of time. And I hope that helps. But take it easy on yourself, Laura. Hi, Deb Kane. Hi, Vince Shilley. Just developed a case of Bell's palsy. Ooh, so sorry. How long until recovery? I've heard 2 weeks to 6 months. Yeah, it's really weird how that works. They're not really clear. So I understand they're not really clear on what causes it, and there's not any clear cut way to treat it. It just has sort of run its course, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But let's see what your guides and angels have to say. This is going to, I wish I could say it was going to be over really soon, but it feels like it's going to linger But I do feel like as the leaves start to bud and things start to bloom, you will be better. So I don't know what part of the country you're in, but as springtime comes where you are, by that time you'll be better. That's good to hear. So thank you, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope it passes very quickly. But it's good to know it won't be 6 months. That's big news. Oh my gosh, AK says she did suggest the paint as a group thing the other day. That's cute. Go do it. They're fun. Rosemary, where to go? Hang on a second. Oh, the Queensland is the type of dog he was. Had to try to make sense of what she was saying here. 1 second. I read for Bishop earlier, and I asked if Queensland was like Queensland in Australia, and it's not. It's the type of dog. Sorry about that. Okay. Angeli Mullins Finan. Nice to meet you. Glad you're here. I'm avoiding something, but not sure what it is. Didn't exercise yesterday. Can you tap in? There is an element of dis-ease that is brewing, and I feel like, be it the flu or something like that, that there's something brewing. And I'm hearing echinacea. I think that's something that you can have it in tea, but it's some kind of herb. It might help you stave off. But listen to your body. If you're avoiding something, it could be your body trying to keep you safe. And your guides and instincts saying, don't go out, you're going to catch a cold, you really could get the flu or something. And so this is what I'm feeling that it is. It's like a protection that your angels and guides are putting this like sense of avoidance in you for now. Wow, that's really interesting. New answer. Lori Christine says, does my cat Leo have a message for me? Let's see. Leo's coming in, and I'm watching Leo watch the light. Like, he likes to watch the light reflecting and like the light coming through the leaves on the trees. He's really fascinated by the light. I hope that makes sense. He enjoys that. And I don't know if you're one of those people that has like a laser pointer or a pen light, that you could play with him. But he has a message of just closeness. And most cats in my experience are not that like a puppy like wants to get up and snuggle under your neck, but I'm feeling like this cat wants to get up and snuggle, like is hugging your neck actually. So you have to let me know if that makes sense, Lori. But that's really a sweet message. Well, Lori, you've got a lot of cats. Okay, here's another one. Does my cat Nick have a message? Nick Nick has I'm seeing food bowl, and he has a preference for, I want to say it's like seafood over beef and chicken. He really would prefer seafood. Thank you very much. So I hope that makes sense. Oh, great, Lisa. I hope you do come and take the class. Any one of them, I hope you come and take the class. That'll be great. Gigi Pardo Lord says, Hi, Donna and everyone. My birthday is this coming Wednesday. Oh, hot dog. What day is that? February. I don't even have my calendar up. 5th? Please, so my archangels, guides, and ancestors have a message for my new year. Thank you so much. Yeah, we just entered the Chinese year of the snake. So that's a wonderful new year. For people who think snakes have a negative connotation, they really don't. They're healers. If you know, like the doctor symbols called a caduceus, it's got a snake, a serpent, because they also bring healing, and they help you shed the old and the old things that no longer serve you, that old skin, that just doesn't fit you anymore because you're a different person as you evolve up and about and learn. As we know better, we do better, right? We no longer need the old us. So the year of the snake is going to be a liberating year for a lot of people. I'm ready to get into it, learn some new things, do more new things. So let's see. Gigi, what do your guides and angels and ancestors have to tell you for your special new year? You have a new friend coming in. They're telling me that this is somebody that looks like you had known in the past, and maybe they moved away or you lost touch or whatever, but you're going to rekindle this friendship with your friend. And this is something that's going to warm your heart and, make you happy. And the reminiscing time will be fun to catch up. And I see this year bringing your family in more, spending time with family, just sitting, talking, listening to their stories. And I'm seeing like the kids' stories, people of all ages. I'm seeing like multiple generations of you in conversation with them, and maybe playing cards or dominoes or just sitting and talking and listening to their stories and telling them about you, really letting them know you. I know there are so many times with our family. I don't know. We're just afraid to be as vulnerable with family members as we would be with certain close friends and whatnot, or a spouse. But this is a get to know, letting people know you time, and really getting your relationships deeper with your family this year. So this is going to bring like an increased reverence for the beauty of family and the ties that bind. And this can be love relatives as much as it can be blood relatives, okay? And just resonating in understanding them better, them knowing more about you, understanding where you're coming from, and building that common ground, looking for the similarities and not the differences, right? So I hope you have fun with that. And I hope you enjoy reconnecting with whoever it is that's coming back into your life. That's going to be fun. Oh, Lisa says, yep, they're all on the other side, plants and animals. Oh, right on. Good deal. And Lisa says, she blazed my own trail. Woman after my own heart. I love that. Venus says, hi, Donna, would love a message from my dad, Bobby. Okay, let's see. Your dad's coming in like as if he was coming in like this for a hug. I don't know if he did that, but This is the way the energy feels coming in for this big bear hug. And he's talking about my girl. I'm hearing, you know that song? It's an oldie song. Doom, 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 doom. You know, my girl, my girl, my girl. I can't sing, y'all. But anyway, that song, talking about my girl, my girl. That's you. Did he? I don't know if he sang that song to you, but he's singing that song to you. And there's something about standing beside you, and as you stand up to speak your mind, there's something that you've been holding in with another gentleman in your life, a male figure in your life, and you have been, excuse me one second, holding back on your opinion on something that's really important. And he's saying that it's important to share how you really feel. And it's not what you say, but how you say it. You know, you can, as long as you have an undertone of love in your heart and respect in your heart and sincerity, you know, and gentle feeling in the inflection of the tone of what you're saying, you can say anything to anybody if you say it with love. And so he is encouraging you to do that, and he will be right there by your side in spirit to support you. So, wow, I hope that makes sense. That sounds like a little drama. Lisa says hers made sense. Good, thank you. Good. Anja would like to know, will I be successful in finding a great housemate soon? Ooh, that sounds awesome. Actually, I do see you finding a housemate, but it won't be the first person who responds. It's actually going to be the first person who responds is going to be more of a hard pass. They just have expressed a different way of keeping house and different kinds of household habits than what you feel like you would be comfortable with. And then there will be two more people who contact you almost like at the same time. And then you're going to have a tough choice because they both seem like they'd be really good housemates. And so you'll get to pick between one of those. And then there will be a couple more, but you'll be glad that you went with like the second or third in the middle of the pack there of the ones who respond. So I don't know where you're putting the information out, but it feels like a social media type of bulletin where you're putting out the word of what you'd like, or that you're looking for a housemate. But it feels like you're going to get responses through social media. So good luck. I hope that helps. Please do take the class. I love teaching this class. The basics of animal communication is fun. Okay. Bernadette, the Unleashing Potentials podcast. Can I please have a reading to see what my guides have to say about a friendship that ended badly? Thanks. Yes, ma'am. You're the second Bernadette I've talked to today. How about them apples? What your guides are coming in to say, and it's almost like in a chorus, that the person that you were in disagreement with, or whatever happened to cause it to end badly, had an inability to see from any other point of view than their own vision, their own myopic viewpoint. In other words, they're not really as able to think in the abstract or to think about someone else's perspective, put themselves in the other person's shoes. This person was not able to put themselves in your shoes and couldn't really see your side, or didn't even seek to really understand you the way you were perhaps seeking to understand them, or But they're saying you now have a level of understanding about it. And even if you don't see them again, you can send again, you can do that same prayer of releasement that I talked about a little bit earlier, where you release this person from any negative cords or any negative feelings on your part. Basically, get your side of the street clean and say, just release any anger. No need for forgiveness. All is forgiven, all is done on your part, and then just sort of release them energetically. You don't have to pick up the phone and call them or anything like that. Don't put yourself in a position, to get lambasted again if that's the case. But just release the energy around it, if that makes sense. It's nothing you need to carry around. And because it's really only just going to drag you down whenever you think about it. But there was a lesson in there. And there was some good in there that you wouldn't have been attracted to them or been friends with them had they not been a good person, right? They just had different motives for the whys and wherefores of what they did and what their plans were, according to your guides. So go in peace and give yourself that peace. I hope that works, Bernadette. Venus says, hi, Beth. Anja says, I love that visual. Cool, good, I'm glad. I hope it works. And Venus says her mom was like that. Cool. Anja says, do I resonate with that one as well? Never good enough. Yeah, boy. It's amazing. In my own family, I went from couldn't do any wrong to couldn't do any right. As soon as my little sister was born, oh my God, the sun rose and set on her. Still does. Iris Arrow. Why does this sound familiar? I think we may have had an email exchange. Hi, Donna. I would love to hear from my guides. What should I do? Rid myself of anxiety and fear I've always had since a child. And why is it so? Thank you so much. Let's see. I'm going to tap into your guides, see what they say. Boy, there is a female guide stepping forward that is like the really cool grandma, the grandma like Auntie Mame. And what she's saying is that this is about feeling like you're not heard. When you do try to talk about your feelings, when you do try to put yourself out there and be vulnerable, that's like they're not paying attention. The other person or the other people are not paying attention, and it's really easy to feel misunderstood when that happens, and to feel like you're just out here flapping in the breeze, right? So what you can do is pull your inner strength. Their guides are here to support you. Your angels are here to support you. None of us is ever alone, even though in the physical it feels like we're alone. We're never really alone. But you can wrap them around you like a warm football blanket, at a Friday night football game. But just and keep yourself tight and snuggled and warm, because you are worthy. We all deserve to be heard and hugged and loved just by being, right? It's not anything we have to earn. But there was an element of like feeling like you had to earn your way into good graces, that it wasn't enough just to be who you were, just to be you. You had to also do these things to be deemed worthy, I guess. What they're saying is this, that all of that preoccupation with all that kind of thinking and the, oh my God, how am I ever going to, is what has led to this perpetual state of anxiety. And today's society and today's media doesn't do a whole lot to make us feel any better. They're always saying, we need these clothes or this makeup or this, shampoo, to be good enough, to look great again, to feel wonderful. These vitamins, are going to make you, just like you were when you were 20 years old. It's BS, but this is the way society tries to keep us in this state of fear-based thinking and fear-based acting, because that's what sells. I mean, that's how advertising basically works, and that's how societal conditioning works, and that's how a lot of times, and I don't mean to cast aspersions on any religion in particular, but a lot of the dogma of organized religions, feel like we have to earn our way. um, So what this is about is for them knowing that you, as you are beautiful and lovable and deserving of all life's best. And there's a big world out there. There's plenty of money in the world. There's plenty of people in the world. There's plenty of houses in the world. There's plenty of everything in the world. We just have to own within ourselves that we are there and we deserve our piece of the pie, and then go out and cut our slice. So the anxiety and the fear just comes from a feeling of lack, a feeling of not going to get or not going to keep what you do have. And this is where it feels like it was instilled by whoever the adult influences were in your life when you were a child. So they're saying it's time to just step back. You're an adult now, and I call it reparenting, and know that you're okay and you're enough and you really are amazing and beautiful just the way you are. So I hope you can receive that. And one way that you can rid yourself of sometimes anxiety is my hug exercise. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I may have talked about this in my life and I may not have, but if you put your hand over your heart and just sit there with it like this, feel the heat of the palm of your hand going through your clothes and to your chest, to your heart. Feel that feeling. Imagine that it's like a hug from that special someone, or that hug from your mom or dad that you always wanted and maybe didn't get enough of. But feel that love from your guide team, from your angels, from the creator of all. And just remember what happens when we hold our hand here like this and focus on love, focus on thinking about those we love, focus on thinking about things that make our heart smile, things we're grateful for, with our hand over our heart. It releases the same chemicals in our brain as if we got an actual hug. So that's why I call it my hug exercise. So this, just hand over heart just for a minute and just really feel the warmth of your hand on your chest and feel into that, knowing that, there is love there. You can send it, you can receive it. So I hope you guys can take that and use it. It's really good to help reduce anxiety, and know that right now, Iris, Arrow, right now, this minute, you're okay. And I will hold space for you. If you would like me to put you on my Reiki list, I will send you Reiki every day through the month of February. And that goes for anybody here. Just email me at connect@donnanorris.net and let me know that you'd like to be on my Reiki list for February, and I will add you in. Thank you. Thank you, Iris Arrow. I hope that helps. Steve B says, Seagulls, hi Donna. Do you possibly have any insights into our beautiful dog Marley's health? Thank you. Let's see. As Marley comes in, Steve, I'm feeling like something going on that feels like confusion or fuzzy headedness. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe it's medication induced, but there's something going on, like, the neurons that come together are like misfiring a little bit. I'm feeling in through the rest of the physical body. The only other thing I'm getting is tingling on the pads of my feet, the soles of my feet, the pads of the dog's feet. Sometimes that's a signal of an allergy. Sometimes that is just also like a symbol of nervousness, or just like I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go, like almost like a nervous excitement, but a sense of nervousness. So I hope that helps. Not sure what's going on with the head. Yeah, Ben's Chili says, no telling how long or the cause. That Bell's palsy is a wild, wild ride. Looking forward to spring then. Yep, me too. I'll be here to support you. Leo the cat does love to play with light. Yeah, it's his favorite thing. Angelique says, thank you. Nancy Smith says, hi, Donna and everyone. Hi, Nancy. Jennifer's sending you love and positive energy too, Ben's Chili. And love and light on all of us. I'll take that. I'll receive that. And thank you very much. Let's see. Leo is super affectionate. He was just playing with my phone's flashlight. I had the flashlight on, just got home, and the house was dark. Leo did that right before you read for him. How funny is that? That's awesome. It looks like I may have missed some questions, but I am trying to kind of go in order. I hope the Temptation song. Thank you, my girl. I love that song. So Venus, I hope you can receive that from your dad. Dawn would like to know, will I be successful in my attempt to quit smoking? Thank you. Oh, girl, that is so hard to do. I have quit smoking 3 times. I'm a slow learner. And each time it was progressively harder. And every time I picked it back up, it was just amazing how fast I could go right back to a pack and a half a day. Let's see what it says for me. For you. This is going to be a fits and starts kind of thing, Dawn. I'm seeing like picking up and putting down, and I'm not going to buy any more. And then darn if you don't run into somebody who gives you cigarettes. Who says, oh, here, have one of mine. Okay. And then, the next thing you know, you've smoked a cigarette and you just had like 8 or 10 days without one. So it'll be like a fits and starts with that. Then you just start over. And, a lot of y'all, some of y'all may know that, I've been in recovery for now over 30 years, and it's a one day at a time thing. When you're giving up any kind of habit, any kind of addiction, be it nicotine, alcohol, anything, shopping, anything, it's really just one day at a time. So when you wake up and just say, for today, guides, angels, let me say no, help me say no. Just for today, help me say no. Because I do feel like you will prevail. And it's going to be like, oh man, white knuckle, white knuckle, white knuckle. Lifesavers are good. Like hard candy to suck on is good. Chomping ice is good. I will tell you I gained 10 pounds, but it's worth it to not be smoking. It's also way cheaper to not smoke. Oh my God, cigarettes are so expensive now. but I always like to try to have something in my hand. I got like a tumbler or a koozie, and I always had like water, and which is good. We never have none of us. I'm terrible. I don't ever drink enough water, but keep something in your hand. Keep a pen in your hand, even if you have to do this with it. Just something to this kind of thing to keep yourself from just for today to just get through today with no cigarettes. And God bless you. I wish you all the luck in the world. And I'll be holding space for you. Love to hear back, when you're able to let it go. Make a note of the date because it'll be one to celebrate every year. I'm just hoping for a traveling nurse. Ooh, good. Good. I hope that makes it clearer. Good, good. Gigi says, appreciated. Thank you. Nick likes to eat. No surprise there. That's cute. Bina says, absolutely. And yes, love that. I heard that song a lot. Oh my gosh. We were BFFs, her and her dad. That's amazing. And I'm holding back on telling the husband of the handicapped woman how I feel about how he treats her. Oh, oh, oh. That's going to be, yeah, extra grace required on that one when you have that conversation. Bernadette said she hurt me really bad. I wasn't expecting. Now I don't want friends of people close to me. I'm really sorry that happened to you, Bernadette, but one bad apple, right? You can't let it spoil your life because that's like you taking poison expecting the other person to die. The best way you can get past what happened is to go out and live well. Be a friend. Make friends. Extend yourself. Do nice things for other people. Random acts of kindness. It makes you feel better. Feeds your soul. Feeds your heart. Nothing makes me happier. It's little things. Hold a door open for somebody. Smile at a stranger at a red light or a stop sign. Talk about it's hilarious. They kind of look at you funny and then they start to kind of grin. It's really fun. Give yourself be a little bit lighthearted with yourself about it, and hopefully you can help your heart heal in that way by going out and extending kindness to other people and to yourself. Because, look at that picture. You're an angel. Nobody deserves to be treated that way. So I hope you're able to get better and forgive that person and let that go. I got to see her at the kids' school. Yeah. One of the things you can also do is to let your angels and guides help you see her the way her angels and guides see her. Because it's only hurt people who hurt other people, right? So she's wounded and she's got stuff, her own stuff that she's not dealing with, her shadow side, her whatever is going on that makes her lash out like that. So just because she's dishing it out doesn't mean you have to take it. I'm really proud of you for not staying around her. I would just hate to limit my exposure to all people because of that one thing. You're too good for that. Anyway, I hope that helps. Gosh, it's already after 9 o'clock. Man, now I got to go pack. I am getting ready to go see the cutest grandchild south of Canada. I am going from the South Florida Keys, where it's nice and toasty, warm and sunny, up to South Dakota, y'all. I don't even know if I have clothes warm enough. I'm taking every pair of closed-toed shoes I can find and my boots, and I'm going to South Dakota to see this grandbaby. She's going to be a year old in June, and I haven't seen her since she was born. So wish me luck with that. I wish you guys a wonderful week ahead. I thank you so much for spending your time with me and for supporting me and my channel. And I look forward to seeing you next weekend. Until then, I'll just say bye for now. And thank you for coming.